feel good. The only reason you're not is standards. You don't have a standard to feel good all the time because society says that feeling bad, that's natural. Feeling good all the time, you got a problem, right? Second, you don't believe it. And thirdly, you don't know the strategy consciously. Now, here's what you need to understand. Any emotion you're feeling is just a pattern. It's a pattern of how you use your body. It's a pattern of how you use language. And it's a pattern of what you tend to focus on and believe about it. Those three patterns make up all your emotions. If you're upset, you're using your body in a certain way. You're saying certain things outside and inside your head in a certain way. And I don't mean this self-talk, positive thinking. I mean certain words trigger you. Like if I say, Michael, you're mistaken. That feels different than if I say, Michael, you are wrong. That feels different than if I say, Michael, you are lying. Right? How many can feel the difference between those three? If someone's saying to you, say I. So there are certain words, we're not like being positive, certain words that will fire off your emotion in different ways, different levels. And your belief, what you're certain is going to happen, affects you. So people get in habits again and again, and then they think they're not doing it. They think it just happens because something environment happens and they start doing it. It's just a pattern you learned a long time ago, and you've done it so long, it's ingrained. So there are three patterns. I call it the triad, that everything that you feel are created out of. And whether you do something or not is based on how you feel. For example, faith, determination are triads. They are nothing but a big word, a generalization for three things you're doing when you're determined. Use your body in a certain way when you're determined. You do certain things in your head, what you say to yourself or out loud, and you picture or focus on certain things and believe certain things. When you're fearful, you do something different with your body, something different with your language, something different with what you focus on and believe. How many follow the general thought of this? Say I. So you don't get depressed, you do depression. See, most people think if they take antidepressants, they won't get depressed. Bull. I do it all the time. Some people take in maximum dosages, 6, 7, 8 pills at a time, still get depressed. Because your body will override all of that. Because depression comes from a triad. Some people get depressed because they think they're getting older. Some people get depressed because they think they're going to lose their relationship. Some people go depressed. We all come up with reasons. Whenever you think your future is uncertain, when you feel like you have no future, when you feel completely overwhelmed, like you can't figure it out, then people feel depressed. Doesn't matter how many drugs you take. So the challenge is not that you're not capable of not being depressed. The challenge is that she believes she needs to be depressed. Now, that's a pretty ugly thing to say, but it's true. Because we live in a culture that if you weren't really sad when you lose somebody, then obviously you don't care. But are there cultures, I'm just curious, where someone dies, where their belief is death is the beginning and not the end, that death is graduation, and where they not only believe that, like intellectually believe it, but they know it in their soul, and since they believe that and know it, they also believe that to be sad is blasphemy or a form of selfishness, because it means you don't really want them to have it. You're thinking about yourself and not their better good. I'm not suggesting that's all true, but are there cultures that believe that and where people never really feel depressed, yes or no? So what we feel is based upon three patterns I said. One of those patterns I should tell you right now is a pattern of physiology, which is a fancy word